Good afternoon, and welcome to Positive Strokes. This is Robert Goodman, another episode about addiction. You know, when we get clean and sober, we must find out the reason why we used in the first place. What caused us to pick up and use to medicate ourselves so we could not feel that pain or that trauma that happened in our past? Some people, it's molestation by family members. Some of it's family have disowned them. It could be a number of things that cause person to have a major trauma in their life that they could not handle. And what people do when they have major trauma, they try to do something to not feel that pain anymore. And one of the things that addicts do is we medicate ourselves so we do not feel that pain or that shame anymore. And this is what happens. So when we come into recovery, it's we have to face these things that are the past. We have to understand the age that we experience these things, and this is the way we look at these things in our lives from the eyes of that person at that particular age. And we have to face these things. Yes, these feelings become overwhelming and overbearing, and they hurt very deeply. But we have to come to grips with these feelings in order to recover from them. This takes honest soul searching and work. What's suggested in the 12-step program is to write these things down. Write all these pains, things that happen to us down on paper. And we share that with someone that works with us in the 12-step program. And usually what happens is the person that you work with will tell you that it's time to give that to your higher power, that you don't have to carry that pain anymore, that you don't have to carry that isolation and that shame, that you felt that you was the only one that experienced all this type of pain. But when you come into the world of those who have been addicts, you find out that a lot of us have experienced the same pain that you've experienced, that you're not alone. That's why we say we're a family. We're a family of recovering addicts that are dealing with issues that happened to us prior to our use of drugs and alcohol. Yes. Some people end up dealing with the situation and they stuff it and they continue on with their lives without touching a drink or a drug, or just use drugs and drink on a social basis. But I've learned in living, being 63 years old, that when I face my problems and deal with them and go through the process of feeling them, I become a much better person roundabout. I be able to see things for what they are and not what I choose to see them for what I think they are. You know, when we're going through feelings, and I know when I'm going through feelings and stuff, I act on feelings. But that is not the right thing to do. By me acting on feelings, I'm not acting on logic or facts. I'm just acting on how I feel and how it makes me feel. And I'm not addressing the trauma or the situations in my life that caused me this. Yes, that's why they say in the program that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. Someone out of ourselves can help us reach where we need to be. I choose to call that person God. God does that in a mysterious way. He lifted the whole pain and my trauma away from me, and my shoulders wasn't heavy anymore. I got to see life the way it's supposed to be. But what happens is our minds are like a computer, and we do remember, and we do automatically kick in what we do to take care of that pain. That's why it's very important that we understand that the feelings we feel are just feelings, that they will pass. Yes, they will pass. You don't have to suffer anymore alone. If you have a problem and you can't get away from the use and abuse of drugs, go to a meeting called. You know what those meetings are. You know where they're located at. You know how to get in touch with them. Do that. Find your way, because you don't have to live like that no more. I choose not to live like that no more. My life is getting better and better and better. Yes, I have struggles, constant struggles. All my life I've been struggling, but I fight to stay survived. I do not hold back. I do not sit back and cry, poor me. I do what I have to do in my part of recovery. Recovery is the most important thing in our lives if you're an addict. We have to look at ourselves, look at our situation, and do what we have to do to stay clean and sober. We have a serious problem, and it's the fentanyl problem. We have a lot of people that are dropping dead just by the first use, and we have a lot of people that don't even involve themselves with the drug, but they're killing themselves. Our youth is grabbing hold of this. As I look on the TV and I see documentaries, it's 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds that they're just killing themselves. As I go to bus stops, that's who I see smoking fentanyl. We have an epidemic. It's time for us to embrace the problem and do something about it. We used to say, if you use drugs, you're going to get addicted. Now today we say, if you use drugs, you'll die. You'll die. Let's be part of the solution. We need everybody's help. We don't need people to turn their backs. We need everybody's help. This is a serious problem. Yes, I'm a recovering addict, and I'm doing the best to stay clean and sober. And I want to help each and every one person that I could possibly reach out and touch. Your family. You don't have to do this alone. We're here for you. Just reach out and take the first step and come to our rooms, and we will embrace you, and we'll love you until you can't love yourself, until you want to love yourself, because you can't love yourself at the present time. And that's confusing. You want to help yourself, but you're not loving yourself. That's what addiction does to you. You love yourself, but you can't help yourself. But yes, you can. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. All you have to do is take the first step. We understand because we went through the pain. We went through the trauma. We go through it on a daily basis. They say one day at a time, and this is how we approach our recovery. One day at a time, one situation at a time. And this is how we live. We don't try to do everything in one day. Rome was not built in a day, and staying clean and sober is not going to be built in one day. Life is very hard for normal people. And it's just as hard as for us too, because we're dealing with something else. We have something else we have to deal with. But through the grace of God, we have rooms to come in and share our pain and our strength and the things that we're going through. We have a family that when we meet, they embrace us. They hold us tight. We listen to stories that are similar to ours, that we can identify with, that we can have a connection with that person. And we say, that's like me. That's some of the stuff that I did. I don't have to do that. Or, I need to talk to that person. They can help me. I don't feel alone. I don't feel shame no more. I don't have to isolate anymore. Yes, recovery. Recovery is a beautiful thing, but it takes work. And we're willing to work with anybody and everybody that's willing to work on themselves to recover from active addiction. We love you and we care about you. We want to see you make it. I want to see I make it. The reason why I do these videos is the simple fact that I understand. I've been there. I know how it feels. I don't want to go down that road no more. And I want to help everybody that I possibly can not to go through the pain and the hell that I've been through for 40 years. 40 years of pain and hell in active addiction. So I don't want to see you go down there. So check out my videos about addiction. It'll help you. Email me. Subscribe to me. We're out here to help. We're not here to hurt. We're not here to judge. We're not here to look down on you. You're just like us. Just trying to recover from addiction. This is Robert Goodman for Positive Strokes. I hope you got something from my message today. You have a great day. And remember, I love you. We all love you. Come into the rooms. Let us embrace you. Let us walk with you on the road to recovery.